Hey, hey, welcome back to Work-Life Harmony and Happy New Year. This is the first podcast of 2022. Now, I know most podcasts that are coming out this week are talking about resolutions and goals and all that. Well, you know what? I covered that last week. I covered that at the end of 2021 and kind of covered why I don't set resolutions. And I hope you won't waste your time doing it either. So if you missed that episode, go back and listen. I have so many things I want to cover with you guys this year, but as I have always promised and committed to you, I want to keep these podcasts short because as a time management coach, friend, I know how valuable your time is. So I don't want to take a lot of it. And my goal every week is to come in and give you one good nugget on things to think about to better manage your time and control your calendar so you can skyrocket your productivity. And today I want to talk specifically to my fellow female entrepreneurs, those of you that are running your own business. I don't care what the business is. I don't care how big your business is. Even if it's a hobby business or a full-time business, I'm going to be introducing you to this idea of 3 buckets of time. Now, before we jump into that, I want to let you know that starting next week, depending upon when you're listening to this, January 10th, I am kicking off a free top boot camp. If you have not been in one of my boot camps before, this is the time to jump in. It's a new year. It's an opportunity for you to actually get set up for some amazing success. And next week, wait for it, I am going to be gifting a scholarship to one lucky person, and they are going to be getting my entire top program for free. But you've got to be participating inside the top bootcamp. So go over to www.thetopbootcamp.com, get signed up. We kick things off on Monday. It is just 30 minutes a day for 5 days. And yes, replays are available. I run it live on Facebook, but replays will be available off of Facebook at the end of the boot camp as well. So definitely jump over, get signed up if you've not been through a boot camp before. You don't want to miss it. I usually only do 2 or 3 of these a year. Okay, so let's dive into this concept of the 3 buckets of time. Now, inside my program, we drill it down a lot more granular than this. But for those of you that haven't been in it, I want to give you a very high level way, specifically around your business, to think about 3 buckets of time that you need to figure out how much of your precious time do you want to be putting into each one of these 3 buckets? So when I look at planning out the work time, the time that I have every single week for my business, I need to determine, first of all, what activities and how much time do I want to spend working on my business? How much time do I want to spend working in my business? And what time am I clearly not? When am I off my business? And we're going to talk through each one of these 3. Let's start with the bottom one, where we are not working. Guys, usually when you run a business, when you're an entrepreneur, we love it. I love what I do. If I could spend 14 hours a day doing it, I would, because I love it. I enjoy it. But guess what? That's not good for me. It doesn't make me a well-rounded individual, and it doesn't make me someone very delightful to spend time with, probably. And I also do have other things that I love, like, oh, gee, my family, friends, activities for myself, etc. And so I see so many people, and I was coached early on as well to set office hours for my business. Well, sometimes that's tricky because your calendar is changing all the time, right? I know mine is. But what I can do, and what I know everyone listening can do as well, is to set clear boundaries on when you are not working. You are off your business. And that doesn't mean kind of secretly pulling out your phone and checking in. It doesn't mean just doing this one quick post or replying to this one quick email. It literally means you're done with it. You have stepped away. So I have, a pocket of time in the morning, not at all on business. And then in the afternoons, once school ends during the school year, I am not working on or in my business. I am off. And then I really, the evenings again are time for me where I'm not working unless it's a rare exception. And the weekend, I usually do a little bit on either Saturday or Sunday morning, and the rest of the weekend is off. So if you don't have clear boundaries where you are stepping away from work every day, that's number one. And really think about how much time do you want to put in that bucket? Okay, now let's talk about the in versus on. And I'll be honest, I get confused between these two. So if you're already like, wait, which one's in and which one's on? Don't worry, I get confused with it. And who knows, I may say it backwards here today. Working on your business are the activities and the things that you do at more of a strategic level. They're the brainstorming, they're the creating new things. It's the activities that actually will expand your business. Now, the working in is the tactical, day-to-day, in the weeds junk. Answering emails is working in your business. Posting, creating, like actually doing posting on social media is in your business. Replying to comments in your business. Any tech. So for those of you that maybe sell online courses like I do, if I am doing tech work where I'm actually building website pages and creating email nurture secrets, all that kind of stuff, that's in the business. Okay. And if we're not careful, we typically can spend a whole lot of time in our business because there's a lot of things that have to happen on a regular basis just to keep the doors open. So let's think about like a brick and mortar. There's a gift store in my neighborhood. I adore it. It's like a boutique gift store. I absolutely love it. And it's a lot. They do so much there. But what's very interesting is I've watched this store grow over the 20 some years I've been living in this area. And early on, the owner of it was in the business every single day, meaning she was at the register. She was, putting stuff up on the shelves. She was cleaning things. She was, doing the day-to-day stuff to keep the lights on. Now that the business has grown, it's rare for me to see her. And when I do, it's an event or I see her having strategic conversations with her employees, or I might catch a glimpse of her in the back, maybe doing some, ordering or things like that. I don't see her behind the register. I don't see her stocking shelves. She is and has been growing this business by doing incredibly strategic things. So as her business has grown, the bulk of her time is shifting now to where she's working on her business and not in the business. Now, as entrepreneurs, particularly if you're new in your business, it's really tricky because often you don't have anybody to delegate or assign tasks to. So I just want to encourage you to start recognizing how much of the time that you're spending, building and growing this business is working in the business versus on the business. Now, this conversation came up recently when I was being interviewed by Colin Boyd for his podcast, the Expert Edge podcast. And I was talking specifically on giving some time management tips on if you invest in a course, how to make sure you get what you would consider a return on that investment. And of course, that it's going to look different depending upon what the course is. But I see it time and time again where someone goes and buys a course and either they never do it because they don't prioritize the time to actually ever log in and do anything with it, which pains me, or they go in and they ingest all the course material, but then they don't actually implement anything that they've learned. So for me, anytime I invest in a course or a program, I consider listening to the training and all of that is the working on my business because I'm learning new strategies. I'm opening my mind to new ideas and thinking about how can I implement this to better grow my business, to better serve, my students, my customers. But then if you don't actually implement what you learn, then you're not going to get much value out of it either. So in that example, I would consider actually consuming the information as working on my business, but then implementing it is working in my business. And you've got to have a healthy balance of both, or either you're going to burn yourself out, your business is going to stay kind of stagnant, or you're so busy being on it, you're the idea person, but you never implement anything. Well, your business isn't going to grow either. If all you're doing is implementing, you're going to miss those opportunities for some strategic, new, fresh ideas. So here is my homework assignment for all of you listening that actually are, running your own business. First, if you haven't been on the Top Bootcamp, go sign up. Your second homework assignment is, over the course of this next week, just take out a scratch piece of paper or, notebook, or even use the notes app on your phone, however you want to do it. And as you're working through the tasks for your business every day, I want you to be very, very mindful and start putting in buckets how much time was in, how much time was on, and then how much time each day did you truly 100% step away from your business. Sleep doesn't count. I mean, actually being awake and not working. And I think that at the end of that, even after just 2 days, most business owners will come back to me and they're like, oh, like all the light bulbs are going off on why maybe they're in the place that they're in with their business at this given time. Now, I do this every single quarter for myself as well. And sometimes it's a very strategic, intentional choice to have to be like in my business for 2 hard weeks to build something out. But then I make sure I'm stepping back and I'm refueling by thinking about on the business. So it's always this juggling act, right? To get that sweet spot of the harmony. But if you're not doing all three, off, in, and on, then things are not going to feel as easy as they could, and you're missing out on opportunities to grow. So I hope that that was helpful. And if you have friends that are also entrepreneurs, please share this episode with them so that they can start getting a little bit more relaxation and space back in their lives as well. And then don't forget, go sign up at thetopbootcamp.com. And I'm going to see you all there next week, where we're going to actually get in the weeds and you're going to learn some amazing strategies to start better managing your time. Have a great week.